Hi everyone, my name is Alonda. Welcome. Today I'm going to give you a little bit of knowledge in regards to GLP-1 medication. I've been on a weight loss journey for the last 40 weeks, roughly 10 months, and I've lost over 60 pounds. When I first started back in February, I hopped on YouTube and I tried to find as much information as I could about the medication that I was about to start before I started. At that time, there was not a lot of information. Most of the information I found on YouTube was news reports talking about Ozempic, the shot. And once I started, I did start a channel, and I've found some really great people to help me along this journey. So today, I want to give you a few moments that is going to make a big impact. Because when I first started, there were so many terms that I did not understand and did not know, but along the way I learned. So give me 12 minutes of your time to go over this information. All right, so today, as we talk, I'm going to talk about 4 big players. The 4 big players. Now, there's 2 companies that are going to come across, Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. Those are the manufacturers of the medications that we're going to talk about. Now, yes, I said we're going to talk about the 4 big players, but there are some other players out there. We're just not going to focus on them. We're not. Many people have heard the first one, Ozempic. Ozempic. I can't sing, but yes, Ozempic. Ozempic is a medication created by Novo Nordisk. It was originally created for people with type 2 diabetes. When that medication started seeing significant weight loss in their participants, they then went on to rebrand it as Wegovy. Wegovy, its focus was on obesity. So if you were a type 2 diabetic or a type 2 diabetic, you would most likely get prescribed and approved for Ozempic. If you do not have type 2 diabetes, but you are overweight or obese, they will most likely suggest Wegovy. The active medication in these 2 medicines is semaglutide. That is the active medication. This is again created by Novo Nordisk. All right, let's put those 2 down. Let's bring in our other 2 hitters. If you have type 2 diabetes, you just heard that before, you might be prescribed Mounjaro. If you have obesity or you're overweight, Mounjaro has been duplicated and rebranded as Zepbound. So again, type 2 diabetes, obesity. These are created by Eli Lilly. Right now they're going through their own rebranding and they like to be called Lilly. So we have Lilly, Novo Nordisk, type 2 diabetes, obesity. 2 very similar medications, but 2 very different active ingredients. Novo Nordisk, they use semaglutide as their active ingredient. Eli Lilly uses tirzepatide in their active ingredient. Both, again, kind of do the same thing, except Eli Lilly has added a second antagonist, I can't say that word, into their medication, which also affects digestion and how your brain operates when it sees or thinks about food. So again, type 2 diabetes, obesity. Novo Nordisk, you have Ozempic and Wegovy. Eli Lilly, coming in over here, you have Mounjaro and Zepbound. Okay, semaglutide, tirzepatide. GLP-1 medications that help with weight loss and type 2 diabetes. That makes sense? Now, most insurance companies are covering definitely the diabetes standpoint. Some insurance companies are approving the weight loss or the obesity standpoint. Okay, we're starting to find more and more insurance companies realizing just how expensive these medications are, and the fact that so many people are getting on them. They are. I mean, the numbers are crazy. I'm not even going to give you numbers, because by the time I tell you and upload this video, they're going to change. More and more people get on this all the time. Now, with that said, people do get on, and then a vast majority hit the side effects. Yeah, so let's cover those real quick. What are some of the most common side effects? You have nausea, constipation, diarrhea, headaches, and the big one, loss of appetite. Now, if you have those in mind, you can usually create a plan that will help. It's when people don't realize that these are side effects and they take the medication, and then they're like, whoa, I didn't know I was going to be constipated for 3 days. I'm off of this. Whoa, I didn't realize for 2 days I was going to be nauseous. I want off of this. Not giving the medication the time it needs to work. So, again, we're going to stick with 4s. We have the medications that are 4, and we have 4 of the big side effects: diarrhea, constipation, nausea. Well, actually, I guess 5, because you have fatigue, and I forgot what the other one was. I've had all of them. I've had every side effect almost possible, except for hair loss. We're not going to talk about hair loss because I don't want to scare you. But there are some people out there that can take the medications and they have 0 side effects. 0. They're like unicorns. I love it. It's just not my story. But there are people out there. Okay. Any questions so far? Put them in the chat. Again, I'm Alonda. I'm a high school teacher. I'm mother of 6. I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one. I'm just a lady on a weight loss journey. And when I started my journey, I had questions. And I bombarded my doctor with so many of them. I think she appreciates it. I think. But in any case, it's my body, my journey, and I wanted to be as familiar with the information as I can. Hence why I'm giving you this video. Now, we're not done. You ready? We're going to go a step further. I personally have been talking to a lot of coworkers because they've noticed the weight loss. But instead of making this a 50-minute video or a 5-hour-long discussion, I said 12 minutes. So let's get back to it. You might hear people call these medications shots. Are you on the shots? Are you on the shots? Well, let's talk about what that actually means. Like I said, we have the 4 key: Zepbound, Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy. Eli Lilly has 2. Novo Nordisk has 2. They're all under the umbrella of GLP-1 medications. And yes, to take them, you have to give yourself a weekly shot. There are some other medications out there. Remember, I sprinkled them in, and some of those are daily shots. But for our major 4, those are weekly shots. If you're on name brand, I live by an airport. If you're on name brand, you will have a syringe that has medication already in it. Now, I've used this medication, and when you start on Zepbound, you start on 2.5. Okay, you start on 2.5. This is a 5 milligram pen, and I will show you an actual pen that still has the medication in it. So, here you go. One has been used, and this one has not. You can see the medication moving around in it. This you would take to your skin. You pop off this part. There is a needle in there, and you would place it on your skin and press the button. Because this is used, it's not going to function. But this is a shot. This is name brand. Name brand can cost you anywhere from $550 out of pocket all the way up to $1,200 out of pocket. My insurance does not cover GLP-1 medications for weight loss. If I had been a diabetic, my insurance would have covered it. I'm borderline, but I'm not actual diabetic. So my only other option to utilize this medication was for weight loss. And like I said, the insurance company will not cover weight loss. Now, if that amount of money is too much for you, you can always look at compound. With a compound medication, you give yourself a shot. It's a pretty small little needle. You give yourself a shot once a week. Same areas. And here it is on Lily's diagram. It shows you stomach, thigh, or back of the arm. Okay? Name brand or compound. Compound is actually mixed at a pharmacy. Okay, make sure none of my information is on here. Yep. It's actually mixed at a pharmacy. You can see the medication floating in there. Okay. And they will ship it to your house. There are some pharmacies where you can actually go in and pick it up. The sun is changing, so I'm going to change my angle. There we go. But like I said, some people can't do the name brand because of cost. And I understand. That's my situation. Have you wondered why I have some here? I understand. A lot of people can't afford the cost of $5.50 a month. I did. I did that for 35 weeks, and then the funds just ran low. So now I have switched to the active ingredient tirzepatide in compound. So I give myself still the weekly injection that I had been. It's just in compound formula. So how can you find compound? There's many companies out there. Many companies. Here are just a few. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get a commission from them. I'm just trying to be helpful. Join Fridays, Amble, Lavender Sky, Orderly Meds, and who is in the Pomegranate Health. These are just 5. There's so many out there, but these are the 5 that I have researched, I am familiar with, and I actually use Lavender Sky and Amble. Why do I use 2 of them? Tell you why. Amble allows refills monthly. They were able to do what I needed every month, costing me roughly $325 for my medication. Lavender Sky was able to give me a 3-month supply for roughly $700, and I'm gonna mess this number up, but I think it was like roughly $725. I can't remember the last part, but I was able to get 3 months of the medication, opposed to paying $5.50 a month for the name brand. At some point, I might go back to name brand, but right now, I'm sitting kind of pretty with the amount of medication in my fridge. And like I said, my goal is to lose 100 pounds. I'm almost there. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, I know I've been talking to a lot of people, and I just want to share what knowledge I do have, because I know what it was like to start this journey and have fragments of information, and now I'm trying to put it together. So if you have questions, again, link it below, write a little message. I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor, but the community is so very helpful. All right, I'll take I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your journey.